What's going on, YouTubers? My name is Robert Serrano Jr., natural born thriller. Welcome everyone to Impact Wrestling Review, the show from December 13th, 2018. Your commentators are Don Collis and Josh Matthews in Las Vegas, Nevada for Impact Wrestling. And what a show this was, folks. That's all I gotta say. The show opened up with the recap of what happened, basically a recap of your package of what happened last week's Impact Wrestling, or should I say, pertains to when this video gets uploaded, 2 weeks ago, because I didn't do the review on the right time, on the right week of it, so I apologize for that too. But yeah, basically just a recap of it, of what for what's been going on for Impact Wrestling, and there you go. So let's start with our number one. For Impact Wrestling, we have Rich Swan defeating Day Chris to qualify into the Ultimate X match. Match itself, it was solid. A good solid opening match for what it was. Yes, OVE, out there too as well. Sami Callihan and Dave Crest. After the match, they ends up being down on Rich Swan, and Willie Mack comes out for the save, and then Rich Swan holds Willie Mack back. And Sami Callihan holds back the Chris brothers, and then they retreat, and there you go. And then did the whole thumbs up, thumbs down to Rich Swan and Willie Mack. We go backstage and we see Moose. He's talking about how he isn't worried about Eddie Edwards showing up for Robert Serrano's match against Brian Cage, and I'll get to more of that later too, folks. Because it really sank into me, about this whole thing. I'm like, wait a minute, Moose versus Brian Cage. And I'll get to more of that later too. Rich Swan backstage with Willie Mack. Willie Mack is wondering what's going on in Rich Swan's head, and Rich Swan basically let him know that he doesn't want nothing to do with Sami Callihan, Robert to picking up fight with him and all that, or because it might get out of hand, and he's been at that rope before, with his wife. I'm just kidding. But yeah, that's basically it. And so basically, what they're telling you here is that he's going down that road. So, we get Tessa Blanchard and Taya Valkyrie face off, where it pertains for their Impact Knockouts Championship match at Homecoming, which Tessa Blanchard is the champion, and it was hosted by Josh Matthews, and I hated it. Not because of Josh Matthews. I hated it because Taya Valkyrie kept talking about how she takes shortcuts. She got to cheat. She got to be up on referees, in the match and all that. And it also pertains to having a Bound for Glory. I hate it. And I guess we already know why I hate it. I talked about it before. Tessa Blanchard did not need to take any shortcuts. She didn't need to cheat. She didn't need to hit a referee. She doesn't need to do any of that to win matches or to win the Knockouts Championship, and to keep it. This whole thing itself is so ridiculous. And then Tessa Blanchard talks about how Taya Valkyrie is just going to be a challenger. She will always be a challenger and never to be a champion in Impact Wrestling. So then Josh Matthews talks about they're going to do something for this match. It's going to be a stipulation. And that stipulation is a special guest referee. And right there, I knew who was going to be. Gail Kim. And sure enough, Gail Kim came out. Gail came out. She was on stage, presenting herself and all that she's a special guest referee. Tessa Blanchard losing her mind. Taya Valkyrie was acting excited. But his thing about Taya Valkyrie's acting, it was not that good. What's worse? Ali trying to act like a darker person, or basically act like a evil dark person, or Taya Valkyrie trying to act like where it pertains to acting in wrestling. I don't know. I see better acting with Taya Valkyrie on Impact, on Lucha Underground than in Impact Wrestling. So, but yeah, the match is set up now where there's a stipulation on the line here. Obviously, it's not just for the title. It's also you have to get it for free in the match. And again, folks, I hate this whole thing that because Tessa Blanchard has issues and problems with referees and all that, and then her taking shortcuts and her cheating and all that. I hated it. So we get to Trey Miguel. He was being I think he was being accompanied by Justin Xavier and Zachary Went. Excuse me, the Rascals, by the way. As Trey Miguel defeats Trevor Lee to take the final spot basically of the Ultimate X qualifying match for the X Division Championship title. That's gonna happen at Homecoming. And basically, Trevor Lee's last match for Impact Wrestling, because he's gone from Impact Wrestling. He's either he was released, or he asked for his release, or maybe his contract came up and he refused to resign. And it's Impact Wrestling's lost, unfortunately. And Trevor Lee's now heading to WWE, to the Performance Center for a tryout to go to WWE. And if he passes the tryout, he'll either be on NXT or he'll probably be on 205 Live. Either way, we'll see how it turns out. But it's a shame. Trevor Lee, I have high hopes for Trevor Lee in Impact Wrestling. Impact Wrestling dropped the ball on him many times. They should let him loose. They should show his full potential. And instead of wasting his time with comedy acts and all that. I thought that was what it was going to lead to at one point, which would lead be taken seriously, but nope, never took him seriously. He should have been the guy to be taken seriously, but they didn't, and I just hate it. Trevor Lee, he's so good, and for some reason they didn't see it that way. And also, Josh Matthews on commentary, I gotta say this too. Josh Matthews talking about to Don Callis, do you like Trevor Lee with or without chest hair? Because Trevor Lee shave his chest hair. Like, who gives a fuck? And I'm glad Don Callis didn't saw that. He basically knows that, and and basically saw Josh Matthews, wherever you that interests you, like something like that. I'm like, good man, Don Callis, and fuck you, Josh Matthews. Being in WWE that long may you have some weird vibes coming out of you, has it? Like, who gives a fuck if he has chest hair? So yeah, Triple H shaved his chest hair. Big fucking deal. You worry about his him not having chest hair than you are about his wrestling. I mean, then you're not of his wrestling. I believe that's what I'm trying to go for, right? He cares more about his chest hair than he does of his wrestling. I guess that's I guess that's what I was trying to say. So yeah, he cared more about him not having chest hair than he than his wrestling, and against Trey Miguel, which I thought was a good match. Yeah, they put a very good match. And there you go. That's all I gotta say. And again, Josh Matthews, go suck a dick. And I'm pretty sure he loves to do that too. We get a backstage promo with Pentagon Jr. and Phoenix talking about LAX, how they're gonna beat them from from the Impact Wrestling Tag Team Championships at Homecoming. Excuse me. Sorry, Josh Matthews just pissed me off. So yeah. Also, I forgot to mention this. LAX had a backstage thing too with Conan there. Talking about Santana Ortiz is like, I try to get you guys together with the Lucha Brothers and all that, and look what happened. It's like he's like exactly what I thought was gonna happen and everything. And then he's like, you guys are on your own, and there you go. No, let's say about that, folks. But I enjoyed it though. I enjoyed that segment. That because Conan, he's a very good talker, and it gets intense when and it gets very interesting too with Conan the work he does. Then we get backstage promo involving Su Yung and Dark Alley. And Dark Alley's acting, Alley acting she's from the dark side and everything, and evil and all that, She was trying too hard again. It's been done before by Alley, because again, it's all about Alley. It's been done before by Alley. It didn't work that well, and here they are doing this again. And I still don't believe it. I still don't buy it. She's just trying too hard. She's a tryhard. That's what she is. But Su Yung talked to. She says something about the end is coming, something like that, or the end has come, whatever. I guess what pertains to Kiera Hogan. I guess. And that was it for hour number 1. Talking about wrestling for hour number 1, 2 matches. Now, 2 matches. Now we're going on. Now we're going to move on to hour number 2. So yeah, in hour number 2 we'll be featuring Phoenix and Santana, and I thought they had a good match. Phoenix being accompanied by Pentagon Jr., Santana being accompanied by Ortiz. The match itself was this match was a show stealer, by the way. This was the best match for Impact Wrestling for December 12th, 2018. These guys were going at each other, doing hard fight spots, doing impactful moves. These guys were hell bent and being delivering the hell out of each other in this match. Oh my god, it was just incredible. And in the end, Phoenix ends up winning the match. And this was the beginning of hour number 2 for this Impact Wrestling show. Oh, and after the match, we get a stare down with LAX and the Lucha Brothers, and they shook hands, strong sportsmanship, and basically they're looking forward for their match at Homecoming. And there you go. Next we get to Killer Kross being interviewed by Mackenzie Mitchell, and the whole thing about Mackenzie Mitchell wanted to talk about why Killer Kross came out there to help Tyler Valkyrie on the last from 2 weeks ago, basically. Because again, I'm recording this episode for on a new week, and basically the week I was supposed to do this review, it was from that week. It was supposed to be the other week on that the week before. So, but basically from the last episode of Impact Wrestling, where Killer Kross explains why he did. Came out there to protect Tyler Valkyrie, excuse me, from the main event mixed tag team match that they had with Giant Impact and Tyler Valkyrie versus Tessa Blanchard and Moose, where Killer Kross came out there to save Tyler Valkyrie from a chair shot by Tessa Blanchard, and then the whole team of Brian Cage coming out there for the save, to go after Moose and Killer Kross and chase away Tessa Blanchard, and then Killer Kross standing tall after the German suplex was delivered to him by Brian Cage, and that's supposed to be the match. That was supposed to be the match between those two for this episode of Impact Wrestling, but instead they went with Killer Kross not facing Moose. Not facing Brian Cage, and Brian Cage ends up going up against Moose instead. And I'll get to more of that later too, but. So basically, Killer Kross explains his story about he was there, to make sure that Giant Impact to know that he can't be trusted, and which is why he's been trying to get Giant Impact on his side, and try to to work with him, where it pertains to facing a guy like Brian Cage. So the Giant Impact walks up to him and says he basically wants things to be clear. That he doesn't want his help, he doesn't need his help, he's not going to ask for his help, and basically tells him to stay away from him and Tyler Valkyrie. And then Killer Kross tells him, he tells Giant Impact that he couldn't even protect his own wife. And then Giant Impact, he gets pissed off, he's grabbing him by the throat and rams him to a gate. And then I think it was a gate. If I'm mistaken, but and then Killer Kross was like loving the pain, I guess. And he was like, that's the Impact. That's the Giant Impact that I see facing Brian Cage. Basically, on trying to motivate him and from the snap to show the meaner side of Giant Impact. And then Giant Impact tells him again, stay away from me and stay away from my wife and all that. And there you go. So yeah, how's this going to keep developing? We'll wait and see. We get to Kiera Hogan. She talks about how she wants the old Allie to return, because the old Allie will never hurt her. The old Allie will never attack her. The old Allie who was always nice. The old Allie who's her best friend. And she says that she'll always be there for Allie till the very end. And she says, well, the end has come, and her end and the end is coming. So that. So and basically Kiera Hogan had a mean look on her face when she said that too. So yeah, I guess it's gonna be I don't know how this is gonna be developed where it pertains to Kerrigan versus Alley. But we have to wait and see what they do with that one. Or should I say Dark Alley. We get to Raven. He's at the mental hospital. He's playing his chest. And also we get Electric showing up. He basically start talking about Raven where it pertains to the hardcore revolution that started along with Raven and then with Tommy Dreamer and Sandman. But he didn't mention those names, but I'm just saying. But and then you got guys like Abyss too, who's you know, what pertains to the hardcore revolution started in with TNA at the time. With this whole Monsters Ball type of thing. So Electric basically insults the type of wrestling that Raven wrestled in Abyss, and describes how it is looking like people in the audience who use light tubes and all these type of other weapons to become a star in wrestling. Raven says basically Raven was kind of telling him at one point about this whole thing. Raven says he's at the hospital waiting to die, and when that happens, the entire hardcore wrestling, entire. I'm sorry. Electric said this. I meant to say. I think Electric said this. I don't know. I could be. I could be wrong. I got mixed up. Whatever. But yeah, Electric was basically a promo and basically knocked out the chessboard. He basically told Raven, that he's waiting for this whole hardcore wrestling, gender to die along with Raven. Oh yeah. He said to Raven, he can't wait for him to die in this mental hospital or whatever, and this whole and the rest of the entire hardcore wrestling gender to die along with him and all that. And Raven has Electric removed because he knocked off the chessboard. And we got 3 doctors, 3 securities, I meant to say, from the mental hospital. Take them away, and there you go. So it's to develop more between Electric and the Monster Abyss for Monsters Ball. I think Raven's going to get involved. I think that's why they're doing this too. Where Raven coming back, where it pertains to him coming back to Impact Wrestling, and Homecoming is a right fit for him to return. And I want to make the correction here now, folks, as I get to the next match. We get Ruby Reyes. I thought at first it was Ruby. What did I call her? Ruby Race. I can't remember if it was Ruby Race or something else, or Ruby Rose. I think that's what it was. I don't remember, but it was Ruby Reyes. And she's basically she's same almost like the same height like Katarina, and Katarina was out there along with her as Ruby Reyes versus Jordan Grace. And the match itself was back and forth, which but pertains to this match, it makes sense. But with the size of Ruby Reyes, who's bigger than Jordan Grace, and also with her being obese, not that obese, but But I was saying to myself, that's how it's done. With Jordan Grace having trouble with someone in the ring instead of a Katarina. But Katarina tried to interfere. Jordan Grace, she does a muscle buster onto Ruby Reyes on top of Katarina, and then she goes for the Vader bomb and gets a 3 count in the win. So yeah, Jordan Grace once again she wins. From her dominance and sort of from her dominance. I mean, not the way that Impact Wrestling was presenting at the time. With Katarina. But Jordan Grace once again is lying Impact Wrestling. With what she can do and what she can bring to the table. So yeah, I will see how more of this gets developed too. We go backstage and we see there's a hit squad backstage, and also we get Scarlett Bordeaux out of nowhere. I don't know where she came from, and basically talks about you know, Falaba and KM, and talks about how she loves when men fights for her. Basically, she's she's thinking about a match between the Desert Hit Squad versus KM and Falaba. And by the way, as she said that, she walks away, and then she rolled her eyes like this, like she was annoyed about to those guys, whatever, which I did enjoy. And there you go. Main event time: Moose versus Brian Cage. Match was good. It was pretty damn good. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, you're probably thinking, wait a minute, but you hate Moose now. I do hate Moose now, but he does pour some good matches, and this match against Brian Cage was pretty damn good. Which again, it should have been Killer Kross and Brian Cage instead of Moose versus Brian Cage, and here's why. Eddie Edwards comes out. Eddie Edwards looked like he just escaped from the hospital, from the mental hospital. Even though that was like about 2 weeks, even though that was about 2 weeks ago that happened, and then a week later he shows up, wearing the same outfit from the mental hospital that he was that Raven helped him, the Raven helped him escape. Made no sense. I mean, it does. Whatever. I'll just move on. So Eddie Edwards comes out. He attacks Moose, and this causes a DQ. Even though Impact Wrestling, you're supposed to be building up Brian Cage to be a top contender against Giant Impact for the Impact World Championship on Homecoming, and the last thing you wanted to do with Brian Cage is have him lose. And some people say, well, he was protecting all that. I don't give a fuck. You're supposed to be having him winning matches. You're supposed to have him, having some strong momentum going into Homecoming. And the last thing that Brian Cage needs is a loss for his where you're trying to build him up to be facing Giant Impact for the Impact World Championship. Either way, this makes Brian Cage look bad because Eddie Edwards comes in to attack Moose, and Moose wins the match. Ridiculous. So Eddie Edwards brings out Kenny the Candlestick, his moves with it and all that, and then the show ends after that. Moose, I think he escaped. I don't remember how it ended, and that was it. Yeah, great job, Impact Wrestling. Well, a main event that could have been good, but you had to throw it all away with an interference of Eddie Edwards. And that was it. Tomorrow Wrestling for hour number 2, 3 matches. Tomorrow Wrestling overall for Impact Wrestling from December 13th, 2018, 5 matches. My overall rating for the show, I'm gonna go 7.5 out of 10. I thought this was a damn good show. And the main event match was one of them. The match with Trey Miguel and Trevor Lee was good. And then the match that stole the show, in my opinion, Santana and Phoenix was a damn good match. And then Jordan Grace showing her dominance where pertains to what the odds were against her in her match. So there you go. And that's else to say. But yeah, 7.5 out of 10 I'll go with. And there you go. Thank you all for watching. I am Robert Serrano Jr., Natural Born Thriller. And please subscribe to my YouTube channel if you haven't done so right now. If you enjoyed this review, thumbs up or thumbs down, whichever you prefer. And I'll see you all next time for my next Impact Wrestling review, which is on the way because for this coming week for Impact Wrestling, they're going to do the best of Impact Wrestling of 2018. Basically, the best of 2018 for Impact Wrestling. No new episode for this week, so I don't know if they're going to do another show next week. Which I'm thinking they're not either, because it's that time where these Impact Wrestling with these Impact Wrestling wrestlers need the off season right now, especially during this time because it's a holiday. So we'll see. But other than that, thank you all for watching. Take care. So basically, I think the next Impact Wrestling show, if I can guess, or I could check right now. Okay, it'll be on January 3rd, 2018. So January 3rd, 2018 will probably be the new episode of Impact Wrestling, which by the way, what pertains to December 20th. No, just the best of 2018. and 2017 for December. Not so much either. I think it's gonna be another part of the best of 2018 for Impact Wrestling, which means no new episodes of Impact Wrestling until I'm assuming they'll do the final development to close up their go home show for Impact Wrestling's Homecoming, which is going to be on January 6th, 2019, excuse me. January 6th, 2019 for Impact Homecoming. But yeah, but there you go. So I'm thinking they're going to come back on January 3rd, 2019 for the new year of Impact Wrestling to start the new episode of Impact Wrestling. Hopefully it'll be a live show. And it'll be the home show for it too as well. So that being said, thank you all for watching. I'll see you next time for my next Impact Wrestling show. But for my next Impact Wrestling review, I meant to say. But for now, peace on the streets.